Have you ever called someone a tryhard or been called one yourself? Do you consider it an insult or a compliment? And are tryhards good for the gaming community? Is there even a right time to be a tryhard? All of these topics and more in this video coming up.
Oh my god. Okay.
Bruh.
Oh, my bad, guys.
No!
Oh.
You guys, I'm sorry. I screwed up the nade. No, I just messed it up. That's my bad. No.
Hello.
There's me, right?
Shiva, you're not bottom frag.
Ooh. Hi everyone, my name is Joe, and I founded the nation's first in-person, year-round youth program for gamers and high school esports league too, something I've been working on for the last 3 years. And you have stumbled onto my YouTube channel, where I continue to make content, gaming content that is both entertaining, educational, and sharing those life lessons I've learned along the way for viewers like you. And in today's video, we're talking about something that I continually have discussions with my students about, which is the subject of tryhards. Recently, the subject has come across influencer space thanks to this TikTok.
Alright guys, watch this. This is the reason why I stopped playing video games right here.
Okay.
People, like, this game has been out for like, what, a week? Just 1 week, and people are this tryhard at a party game. Like, bro, like, come on, man. Like, why are you doing this to everybody else? People don't learn how to go pro in a game in 1 week, but yet you guys are out here, like, winning every single, like, it just doesn't make sense, man. You lose the fun in the game once you turn everything so competitive. Like, sometimes people just want to hop on, have a good time with their friends, play around, but next thing they know, they see sweats like this guy, right? Like, winning every single game he plays, and then the game just becomes unfun after like 5 days. That's why no one plays Fortnite anymore. People are starting to lose fun in Warzone. Like,
And this TikTok has since gone pretty viral, with people both agreeing and disagreeing with what he has to say. Because of how polarizing this conversation is, it's worth digging a few more layers deep to understand why there might be some truth to both sides of the argument, and to finally talk about how we can come together to make our gaming environment better for everyone. And for those people who might not actually know, let's address what a tryhard is. And to the best of my description, a tryhard is a player that spends a great amount of effort working on their skills and knowledge in order to win at the game they are playing. And similar to the term tryhard, we can now add sweat into our vocabulary. It means the same exact thing. Thank you, Fortnite. Of course, like any noun in this day and age, we can now make these verbs too, such as, he is tryharding, or I'm about to sweat all over this lobby. So now that we're clear on what tryhard means, let's go back to the question at hand, which is, are tryhards ruining our gaming experience? And I think that answer is both yes and no. If you know anything about me, you'll know that I am a very competitive person. But that doesn't mean there aren't any valid opinions and emotions from the anti-tryhard crowd. You see, on one hand, I've seen a lot of gamers quitting certain games because things get too difficult, competitive, or serious, and all the fun is lost. Taking a look at Fortnite, for instance, between the later seasons in Chapter 1, I noticed a lot of kids and adult gamers alike leaving the game behind as winning became more difficult, and keeping up with the latest high ground retakes and grinding editing courses and box fights and zone wars started feeling almost like a second job. For a lot of these gamers who didn't have the desire to take the game more seriously as a competitive esport, or simply didn't have the time to grind out those practice hours, playing and losing against more skilled players or tryhards and sweats in every single lobby can get pretty demoralizing, or even in the worst environments, outright toxic. Something I noticed while running my youth program was not only were the lesser skilled kids not having fun, but in some cases, they were anxious about not being as good, and sometimes were even bullied in their friend groups for losing or not being as skilled. The last thing these kids wanted to be known for was being trash or a bot. We've ended up creating so much unnecessary negativity simply because we could not keep up at a video game. And it's in these moments that tryhards can have a negative or poor impact on a gaming community, especially if there are lesser skilled players. If you fall under this category of a more casual gamer, I recommend a few things. Firstly, if you find yourself in a toxic friend group playing an unenjoyable game due to its competitive nature, it's entirely okay to look elsewhere for your video games. Take care of yourself first. This is actually a really good life lesson, and it's going to set you up in a position that can help others once you've taken care of yourself. If, however, you find the game enjoyable but are constantly frustrated that you're losing to more skilled players, it's time to reframe your expectations. Instead of going into a match hoping to find a victory against all odds, set some other goals that are more within your control, like squatting up with your friends just to have a good time, grinding a couple tiers in your battle pass, or improving one aspect of your overall skill set. Once you shift focus from what others are doing back to your own enjoyment for the game, you'll be that much better off. So in summary, if you're turned off by tryhards in your game, it's best to say, not for me, let them be. Now, on the other hand, let's say you are actually the one that's considered a tryhard in the community. You're the one that spends extra hours a week really getting into the advanced mechanics, tracking your own win-loss ratios, and studying the best strategies to improve your own skills. And to that, I say, good job. You're learning a valuable skill set in life, which is to practice at something until you actually get better at it over time. But wait. You're not leaving this video without some advice too. To all of my fellow tryhards, it's time to embrace our tryhardiness, except this time we're going to eliminate the negative stigmas that come along with being one. Here's what I mean. As a tryhard, it's important to understand your environment and the people around you, no matter where you may be. Maybe you've entered a new lobby or game and quickly realized that your skills may be miles ahead of anyone else in the room. Sure, you can easily dominate the rest of your room with your talents, but maybe in these types of environments, it's best to create a more welcoming space, especially if it's with people you know. To add to this, it's important to reframe your expectations and to understand that not everyone is going to care as much or be as much of a tryhard as you. Look, I get it. Tryhards are the first to get vocal because they care about the game. But what's the point of introducing more unnecessary negativity by calling your opponents trash if that only serves to give you a temporary superiority complex fix and then further damage the accessibility of a gaming community you'd actually want to welcome new players to and grow? I find it a coincidence that most of the toxic and negative behavior comes from us tryharders. And before you hit me back with, oh, my games are only filled with griefers and inters and teammates that don't care, take a time to really consider and assess, is my teammate intentionally feeding or just making a gameplay mistake? And instead, use that report a player button if they are intentionally sabotaging your experience. Otherwise, no need to introduce any negative comments into our player base. Again, I applaud anybody that finds a game they're so passionate about that they spend the time and effort to being one of the best without taking advantage of newer learning players or giving lesser skilled players a tough time. In order to keep this video short enough for you to retain this information, I want to summarize what we're talking about here. Are tryhards ruining your gaming experience? It depends. If a tryhard is verbally abusing you in the game for making honest mistakes, they're probably ruining your gaming experience. But at the same time, as a casual player, it's entirely within your control to not get upset when you lose to a more experienced or more skilled player. It's time for both sides to reframe their expectations going into any video game that might be competitive. Ask yourself, are we playing to compete? Then try hard away, but no need to put others down. Are we playing just to run around, drive some helicopters, and have a good time? Then don't focus on whether or not you win or lose, and don't complain about the tryhard sweat using every advantage they have to win, because that's what they want to do. And just give respect where respect is due when a skilled opponent enters your lobby. And that just about sums it up. My question of the day for you is, have you ever tryharded at a video game? And for you, was that experience enjoyable enough to keep going? Let me know in the comments below. For me, back in Season 3 of League of Legends, I tryharded pretty bad in the ranked elo ladder. I cared way too much, and actually I gave up that tryhard experience for me, but now I'm on a new tryhard grind, and that is Valorant, and I am enjoying it. Ups and downs through the learning experience. Please don't push over that glass of water. And that's it for now. Thanks for watching my video. If you liked this type of content, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. I am growing slowly over here. We're doing big things that no other person has done for the esports industry. Please be sure to follow along. I thank you for watching this video, taking that time. I am super grateful for you. We will see you next time.